What's going on, guys? Your boy Mason. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over the Goddess of Beauty, Freya, and talking about if her banner is going to be worth summoning on. So I'm very excited for this banner, guys. This banner is going to be coming out on global as the next character banner. Will probably be dropping on the Monday night, Tuesday morning, give or take. So it obviously depends on your time zone, but Freya is going to be coming out fairly soon, so I wanted to do a should you summon. So in this video, we're going to be talking about her banner details itself, the character kit of Freya, and then we're going to be coming back to the banner itself and kind of talking about if it's even worth summoning at all. So let's talk about the banner itself and see who we got featured first, and then we'll go over to Freya's kit. So right here we have Freya at a 0.5% rate up increase right here on a total of 3% rates. In terms of the featured characters here, we got Sigurd, we got Green Thonar, Green Brunhild, we have Green Ragnarok Diane, we have Blue Megilda, Scotty here, Ragnarok Bon, Jormungand right there, Freyr, and then Red Thonar. So overall, this is a only Ragnarok banner. So if you're missing Ragnarok characters, might not be a bad banner to summon on, especially if you're missing like a lot of the Demonic Beast characters. But bear in mind is that this banner is overall, if we had to look at like the general characters here that are good, Sigurd is not that great anymore. Green Thonar is already free, so she's not that good. Brunhild was free in the past, and honestly, she's good, but you don't really need dupes like that on Brunhild like crazy. So I don't think she's like too insane. Ragnarok Diane also is kind of fallen off a little bit, but her Holy Relic is really strong if you can get it. Megilda obviously is good for the birds. Scotty's really good. Ragnarok Bond's good. Jormungand's good. Freyr's good. Thonar's good. So, there are some filler on this banner, guys. If you think it's worth summoning, that's fair. Especially if you're missing like a lot of the good characters, but bear in mind, you could be just getting only Green Thonars and Red Sigurd, so it could become a situation like that. But yeah, so 0.5% rate up for the Freya, and then the rest of the characters are 0.25%, which is fairly good, right? Like in terms of like the rate up and like the characters featured on it, not a bad percent at all. Alright, guys, so now that we went over Freya's banner itself, let's actually move over to GC database and kind of talk about her kit and what she's able to do. Alright, guys, so we have the Enchanted Queen, Goddess of Beauty, Freya here on the GC database. So Freya is going to be SSR rarity, red attribute, unknown race. If we actually go to her passive here, get on your knees. Such a good passive name. For every Ragnarok ally on the battlefield, increase the hero's attack related stats by 7%, and for every debuff on the enemy, increase all allies pierce rate by 4% up to 5 times. So she gets a pierce rate increase and an attack related stat increase depending on if you have Ragnarok characters on the team or if you have debuffs on the enemy. So that is a very good passive. Moving on to her first skill here, she's going to inflict flood damage equal to 200% all the way up to 500%, scaling on the cards. So we have flood here, which is 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self. So think of characters like Blue Lilia, think of characters like the One Escanor, the original The One Escanor. That type of card right there is actually going to be on Freya right there. Moving on to the next card right here, we have Pierce AoE. So this is going to be inflicting 3 times Pierce increase. So it's going to be from 100% all the way to the 250%. This is the same card as Trader Meliodas, Blue Demon Meliodas. All the characters that have like AoE Pierce, you guys get the idea, right? It's very nice. And then moving on to our ultimate here, we have inflicts wave damage equal to 725% of attack on all enemies. Gain abyss effect for 2 turns. So wave, if you guys don't know, on an ultimate, which is the first time we've actually gotten wave on an ultimate, it actually does minus 20% damage for every enemy on the battlefield, which you guys might be thinking like, amazing, minus 20% damage. Why would we want to be lowering our ultimate damage based on how many enemies are on the battlefield? Well, the thing is with Freya is that look at her multipliers here. Look how high the multiplier can actually get to. 1350% at 6 out of 6 is insane, right? That is, just to give you guys an idea, like let me duplicate this website and we'll actually go to Green Escanor. Let's go to Green Escanor because we know his ultimate is insane. Look at this. So Escanor with Merlin Link at 6 out of 6 hits 1,440% single target only, by the way. Bear in mind. And it's just flat attack. Single target, flat attack. And Freya's doing this with 1,350% of attack and an abyss effect. And it's AoE. So like what can you do, man? The wave effect is a little bit of a detriment though, remember guys, as she's lowering her own damage dealt. So that's why she has such high percents. And even at 1 out of 6, like 725% of attack is like really high already, right? It seems very high. So there's like situations where it's like, okay, you know, this sounds like it could be really good. If you're in like 4v4, this is where it's gonna be like the lowest you know, like efficiency, I guess, because you're lowering your damage dealt by 80%. And you know, like 3v3 is just gonna be the 60%, and then if you're fighting like a demonic beast, depending on who it is, it's gonna be only 20%, or maybe like, you know, 40% if it's like Swan Hottie. So I think overall, Freya, regardless, like even having this wave effect, because her multipliers are so high, I think she's just going to be a solid character overall. Because her multiplier means that she gets 125% per dupe level, which is super insane, guys. She's going up to 1,350% of attack with a 50% Abyss effect, just like King. Just like Rimuru. Like, the Abyss is going to be 50% of your damage dealt, which is really, really strong. So overall, this ultimate is a very unique ultimate, and I think it's really, really good as well, because it can do a lot of damage on single target because it has high effect and wave is doing less. Or if you're on like an AoE fight, Abyss is still going to do a lot of damage because you already have like a high Abyss effect. So yeah, I think Freya is going to be really, really good in terms of that. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it in terms of the Freya kit there. Now that we've done with that, let's actually move back over to the game and talk about if you should be summoning on the banner. Alright, now should you be summoning on the Freya banner, guys? In my opinion, I would say the banner is going to be a skip, because in terms of the featured characters here, we don't have like, you know, too many that are super valuable. And if you already own a lot of the characters on the banner, I don't think it's necessarily worth summoning, as, you know, the odds of you getting the character you want is not going to be the greatest. Freya herself is rate up at 0.5%, which is a 1/6 chance of actually getting her on the banner on 3% rates. So there's that. But other than that, man, it's not going to be too great of a banner. What I would say is if you want Freya a lot, go to the pity, get one copy of her, and call it a day there. But if you know, don't mind skipping her and stuff, and you're a free-to-play player, I would say definitely skip the banner, because you gotta hold on to your gems, man. You can't be wasting it. And holding on to your gems in general is going to be the better play, as we have the global anniversary coming out fairly soon, which is going to be around the end of February, beginning of March. And so you definitely want to have gems for that, man. Freya's banner right now is not anything too crazy, and she possibly could rerun on JP anniversary. I highly doubt on global anniversary banner, but I think on JP anniversary banner, I think that's a good spot where she could actually rerun. So bear that in mind, guys, when thinking about summoning for her, because obviously she is very nice, I will say. But the only thing is that, you know, you gotta be smart with your gems if you're free to play. If you're like a light spender or a will, you're obviously gonna summon on her regardless. But if you're a free to play player, you know, think about it, man. Bear in mind what you got, and you know, how many gems you have, how much you're willing to spend. And if you get completely shafted, you'll have to go 600 gems. So bear that in mind, man. It's not going to be something that you want to do, but if you have to do it, then, you know, that's what you got to do. But that's why I'm saying, like, you know, skip the banner, because she will be rerunning on future banners, just like Freya did. Freya reran on like almost every banner in 2022. He was on like back-to-back banners for like, it was a good amount of time, man, for real. So with that out of the way, though, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.